Hello, here we are week 3 and it's project management. So today we're going to talk about the chart of it all. This is part of skill number 4 of the CIC manual and it's plan, meeting, or event project. So we're going to talk about the planning phase of this planning event management. So the reason I call it the chart of it all, because they list all these charts, the Gantt chart, the SOP, WBS, communication matrix, ESG, and the post-event report. And I'm going to share with you what I use in my business. But I want to go over what the CIC's post-event report is because they have a template on their site. And your assignment is going to be to go on their website and download this template of the post-event report so that you could use it. And also, in order for you to use it, there's a copyright procedure that you need to do. And your assignment is to find out what that is. It's really simple. So that's going to be one of your assignments. So I'm going to demystify what all these charts are and show you what a lot of event planners use. And basically, it's just using an Excel spreadsheet, but whatever you use, you need to modify it to what event you're producing. So I use these three: a master timetable, an event timeline, or task list, and then the other one is the show flow if you're responsible for the actual content of the show. Most times, marketing departments are responsible for that, but once in a while, you may be responsible for that. So this is the master timetable that I use for the event at Cal State Dominguez. And this was for the fundraiser for the Presidential Scholarship and Awards dinner. And I was hired about a year and a half out. So I produced the first one, and which was already produced by somebody else, and I came in at the end. And then this one's the one that I produced over a year out. So this is a master time table, and it looks like a calendar, so it's by month. So this is when you're going to produce an event when you have several months in advance or a year. So for example, if you look at the second one down, there's categories and then the calendar months. So sponsor letter contacts who did not sponsor letter to go to the corporate committee contacts. So this is when I had to develop the sponsorship package in order to give to the corporate committee for them to send it out to their contacts. So I had to do that at the onset so that we can get some sponsorship dollars in. And then as you look down, it just breaks down it into categories. So you can adapt this to your whatever event you're doing. So the second one is the event timeline. And this one I also give to vendors who are involved and also the committee members that are responsible for certain actions. So the previous one was a calendar uh, overseeing the whole by month. And this breaks it down to the tasks or the time to the task or at the timeline. So this is an event that I produced for Hewlett Packard a few years ago, and it happened on the campus. And on the campus, there's a large park. So we converted the park into a dining area for 500 people. Now, since parks are always uneven ground, in order to have a flat ground to put tables and chairs on, it has to be even. So we had to build scaffolding in order for the floor to be even because there was about a 4-foot angle of difference within the grass. So even though the event was one night, as you see, we had to start, the event was on a Wednesday, we had to start on a Saturday to start building the scaffolding and then the tenting, plus my satellite kitchen. So this is an example of an event timeline. And so you can see it has the time, the date, the time, the activity, the location, responsibility. This is the vendor, whoever's responsible for it, the contact from that vendor, and then notes. And then at the top, I have important contacts with their phone numbers. So they're right there ready for me in case I need to call somebody. So this is what an event timeline looks like. It's several pages, but I just put one because of the presentation. And then the last one that I use is the event show flow. And this show flow is because I was responsible for this was the fundraiser for the university, and I was responsible for the actual show itself, the content, meaning who was going to speak, and I had to manage their timing. So this is where all those people who are involved in the presentations need to have this show flow so they know where they're at. So I manage the green room, and the green room is usually in a hotel in the back behind the stage. And this is where you're going to have your presenters there so they're ready. And I have somebody there on on walkie with me so that they can cue the next person up and have them right behind the stage. So this is what a final event show flow looks like. And this is part of the one that I use for Cal State. So you can see it has time, the action, screens, because we had screens in the dining room, so we know what to play at what time, because I had the AV department manage that part of the show, the audio, and they also manage the audio, what music is going to play, what the musicians were going to play if you don't have musicians. I mean, if you do have musicians, to cut back costs, sometimes we only do, you know, recorded music. And then the next slide I wanted to share with you is some videos that I took of that fundraiser that I did at Hewlett Packard. This was the American Heart Association event, just so you can get an idea of what it takes on this timeline and planning. Um, when you don't have a flat surface. So as you can see on the left picture, this is a video. See the scaffolding, how it's angled? It's because they're trying to make the surface flat. So let me play that. So these are a couple of videos. The video on the left is showing you the difference in the height of the floor. So this way they had to build a scaffolding because the floor was uneven. And let's see if this will work. This is how they're driving stakes into the ground to hold the canopy. Well, that was my mom. She comes to my events. And then this one is of the next day.